All right, fans, here we go with our main event here on PCW Full Throttle. And Paul Lewis, this is going to be an exciting match with national implications.
Absolutely. Shawn Stasiak on the comeback trail, and he's starting here at PCW, and he's starting with the top guy, Shadow.
Indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is the main event. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Chris and Stephen Bussey, from Hayward, California, Shawn Stasiak!
Stasiak out of Hayward, California, and I'll tell you what, he's been laying off of professional wrestling for 4 years, but you wouldn't know it from looking at him.
Oh, absolutely not. Tremendous shape, tremendous conditioning. Shawn Stasiak said he's going right back up to the top, and he's starting here at PCW. And listen to these fans yelling for the big man, yelling for Shadow.
We saw an example of this earlier in the hour. Shawn Stasiak with some words for Shadow, words for the fans, but the fans were trying to drown him out at every opportunity with loud chants for Shadow.
Absolutely. And here he is.
The man himself, the man of the hour for PCW fans, and he is ready for this one. Shadow stepping in against Shawn Stasiak.
Shawn Stasiak is, by the way, you know, Chris Bussey's new best friend.
I understand
and
that.
his opponent, from Dallas, Texas, Shadow!
So we'll see what happens here. Stasiak has Chris and Stephen Bussey in his corner, and that can only mean nothing but trouble for Shadow, the big dog in the yard for so many years here at PCW.
Yeah, he was here at the inception of PCW and been a mainstay here for a real long time. Gone through many different name changes from Lance Hoyt to Dallas to Shadow. Right now he's calling himself Shadow, and it doesn't matter what he calls himself. He is very successful here at PCW, but personally I just don't care for the guy too much.
Well, I'm sure that you're not on his Christmas card list either.
Oh no.
Terry the Book Stevens is the official for this one, and he's going to have a tough job on his hands. We've got two big men. Now, Shawn Stasiak, of course, we mentioned earlier, he's been away from wrestling for 4 years, but it's not like he's been sitting on his couch eating Cheetos. No, he has not. He realizes he's not going to be able to wrestle forever. He's been doing something about that. He has been going to school, going after his chiropractic degree, and he got it. He is now a doctor of chiropractic.
And just that makes him so much more deadly as a competitor here in the squared circle, because he knows how bones go together. He knows how muscles work, and trust me, he knows how to take them apart.
And indeed, I'm sure he was paying attention when he thought, Stasiak nailing Shadow from behind. Shadow paying a little bit too much attention to the cheers of the fans, and that may very well have cost him right here as Stasiak goes to the breadbasket with those right feet and now a right hand to the head.
Well, he was talking earlier about Shadow, saying about how tall he was. You got to understand, Shawn Stasiak is no small competitor in his own
Not
right.
in the least. Shawn Stasiak is no cruiserweight, never has been, at least since he was, 12 years old?
Probably.
Fine drop kick by Shadow, my goodness.
He got some extension on that.
Stasiak coming out of the ring right in front of us, calling for a timeout, but no such thing in professional wrestling. Best he can do is milk that 10 count for all he's worth, and the Bussies are out there to help him do it.
Well, with Chris Bussey out there, you know, he is one of the owners here at PCW. I'm sure if he wanted a timeout for his man, Shawn Stasiak, he could make that happen.
Well, we've seen Chris Bussey time and again twisting and turning the rules of wrestling to his own benefit, and I don't think anyone can deny that. One thing I do want to touch on, we mentioned Stasiak's being a doctor of chiropractic now. That just puts me in mind of his late father, the great Stan Crusher Stasiak, former WWF champion. I remember watching Channel 11 on Saturday nights, seeing Stan Stasiak come out with a chart of the human body describing how his heart crusher can stop a man's heart.
Absolutely. The heart punch, a very feared move in professional wrestling. A lot of deaths attributed to it. And it's just, I don't even know if it's still legal hold today in today's professional wrestling.
I'm not sure either. Of course, a couple of deaths in the ring attributed to Ox Baker, who used the hold as well. But be that as it may, it is Stasiak going to work here on Shadow, who reverses the whip, goes for a clothesline, but Stasiak ducks under and high cross body. But look at this, Shadow grabs him in midair.
Wow, just caught the big man, dumping him over his head, fall away slam. I don't know if Shawn Stasiak was had this in mind of what was going to happen to his match with Shadow tonight.
Well, I tell you what, I know that Stasiak has had plenty of time to scout Shadow. This match being advertised for quite some time, and the fans filling up the arena here as the Bussies run away from Shadow.
We're running away from Shadow right now, but let's see what Shawn Stasiak Back up. Looks like he's going to go for a German suplex, holding onto the ropes.
Oh, Stasiak went low out of sight of the referee. Bit of a mule kick, if you will, and now a spinning neckbreaker by Stasiak.
Kind of modified, swung him over his own head.
1, 2, and only a 2 count. Indeed, I think that is the chiropractic knowledge of Stasiak coming to play, because he knows exactly what he needs to do to a man's spine.
And just think about this. He can sit there and dismantle Shadow, and when he needs alignment in the morning, he can pay Shawn Stasiak to do that for him.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm sure that Stasiak would be more than willing to give him an alignment in the ring for free right here, as long as Stasiak ends up getting the 1, 2, 3 as he drives the point of the elbow into the neck.
A misalignment, if you will, on Shadow right now, just choking him over the top rope. He's got till a count of 5 to break that. Slingshots him off.
Indeed, he does. Of course, next week, fans, will see the PCW World Television title defended. The new champion, Luke Bronson, against the former champion, main event, Mike Fox. And also, we heard it earlier tonight, BJ Turner takes on Action Jackson. And Antonio says if BJ can win, if BJ can make Action Jackson tap out, then he gets Crystal back. I wouldn't trust Antonio as far as I can throw him.
You know what? I'd have to say the same thing. You can't trust Antonio, but trust me. Do you really think that BJ Turner's going to make Action Jackson tap out?
I don't know. I don't recall too many people in the 20-plus year history of Action Jackson in professional wrestling that have made him tap out. So it's going to be interesting to see if BJ Turner can get that job done against the Texas legend. Shadow back to his feet, driving in the elbows, the right hand, and Stasiak going to the eyes.
Going to the eyes. Irish whipping on the rope. Got caught napping a little bit, missing with the clothesline.
Stasiak with a kick and just tosses him down by the hair on the head.
And now he's jawing with the crowd, telling about how great he is and how bad Shadow is. I agree.
Well, I tell you what, Stasiak is far from being a piece of meat in that ring, no question about that. Going after Shadow once again, dragging him up to his feet, and a big right hand sends him right back down.
Well, if this is what if he's got ring rust a lot more, I don't see it.
I don't see it either. Stasiak is in tremendous condition, and he's going after Shadow with everything he's got, and it looks like we're going to see a suplex on the big man.
His timing's good, his conditioning's good. A big suplex on Shadow right there, going for the thing.
Leg is hooked too, and only a 2.
Going for the pin, hooking the leg.
Once again, going for a quick pin here too, and once again, Shadow kicking out. Once again, Stasiak with the leg hook, but Shadow just keeps kicking out. He's got too much in the tank. Uh-oh, Stasiak's pushing the referee. Can't be doing that here in PCW.
Oh, yeah, Terry Brooks Stevens, he always trying to muscle up to the other wrestlers, especially the new guys that come in here and stuff. Somebody better take Terry Stevens. I'm so confused right now.
Shadow coming off the ropes, but he runs right into a back elbow, and it is Shawn Stasiak once again with the upper hand here on the former PCW World Heavyweight Champion 3 times over, Shadow.
That's right, former champion Shawn
1, 2, only a 2.
Look at the frustration on Shawn Stasiak's face right now. The Bussies are not happy.
No, they're not. As far as the Bussies are concerned, I'm sure they would have loved to see Shawn Stasiak put Shadow away. We see the chin lock being applied here by